The following video contains language that may be inappropriate for young viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Welcome to Behind the Bars, where we bring the unseen and the unheard stories from the depths of the prison system to the forefront. I'm your host, Jason Boss, and together we'll explore the madness, the chaos, and the harsh realities hidden behind the steel doors of prisons worldwide. From the local jailhouse to death row across the world, we'll show you the isolation, the seclusion, and the decades spent enduring unimaginable conditions. These are the stories of survival, struggle, and humanity in places most of us will never see. We're here to shine a light on what society often forgets, the voices of the incarcerated. Each story is real, each voice is authentic, and every moment reveals the raw, unfiltered truth of life behind the bars. Join me for a journey like no other, a journey into the darkness, the truth, and the resilience of the human spirit. This is Behind the Bars, real life, real stories. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, thank you very much for being a part of this very important podcast. And I can't thank my brother, Terrell Deshawn Perry, who has been locked up for about 22 years right now, for joining us with literally a lifetime of experience, of wisdom, of trials and tribulations, and things that have basically ended him up where he is at. And it is an incredible message. It is an incredible story. And for those of you who have not seen the very first podcast, I'm linking it up right here. If you guys click in the top right, listen to the very first one. If you guys would love to contact Terrell, all of his information is in the description below. My brother and my friend Terrell, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, man. Great. Another day to spread the message, man. That's how I look at it, man. That's what keep me going.
Absolutely. Well, you know, for those who have not got into this, I'm not going to bore anybody to this because this is all brand new information. And if you want to hear what happens with Terrell from basically a young age to his age of around 14 or 15, this story is taking us right now to Helena, Arkansas, during what Terrell describes as some very shaky years of some things that were happening. And a quick recap for those who have not seen any of this. Terrell did not have much in the way of adult parental parenting in the way of a man in the house that was watching him, and the examples that Terrell has seen throughout the years. And as we come up in the youth of the world, our examples are those around us. And so we oftentimes become a product of our environment, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And Terrell, 14 years old, you're around that age, you're shooting. You went from fighting just one-on-one to now you're kind of with what you call a kind of a gang, but you instead of fists, you guys are now using bullets. And at 14 years old, let's take me through your life in Helena, Arkansas.
Oh man, well, yeah, it was kind of bad. I didn't look at it as being bad because I felt like it's part of the day, it's just part of living. You know what I'm saying? So. I'd say around 14, maybe turning 15, then, I'm running around doing my usual stuff. We kind of patrolled in the neighborhood. So we went to a part of the neighborhood that nobody never really go to because don't nothing really go on back there. So anyway, we went back there. We heard like a party going on, man. So this is another life-changing episode. I met the lady who would give me my first child. Man, I met her name was Jennifer Funds. I met her at this little party. And, man, like me and her was talking. So this was another different thing because I've never been in a relationship with a woman, especially a physical, intimate relationship. So not to the extent to where, like, I'm spending the night over her house, she's spending the night over my house. And, man, it was just crazy that she ended up getting pregnant. So now I got to rethink everything. And, like I'm 14, going to be 15, or right at 15. And, man, it's like I got a baby on the way. I never thought I would have a baby on the way because when you out there doing that, you don't think about stuff like that until it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm running around doing this little street stuff, the little the stuff we was doing in the streets, man, and now this happened, and they telling me, like, my sister, you know, she's a year older than me. She was like 15, but she had already had like 3 kids. So, yeah, it was tough. And that's why I was very territorial of my household, because there wasn't nothing but kids in the house, basically, all kids. You know, my mother, she was working. She was out. She was gone, had a job and a part-time job and doing stuff on the side. And, like, I would be leaving from over my girlfriend's house, sister's house, and I would get jumped on or I get shot at. And, you know, it's like, but I had to go over there because she's pregnant. You know, I had to go back and forth. So it's like everywhere I turned, everything I did, it was violent. It was some form of violence, man. And that's why I know, like, and I made it. I survived it because, you know, whether I knew it or not, you know, the Father was with me. He had a major purpose for me. And I didn't know it at the time because at this time a lot of people would say, man, there's something about you, man. There's something about you, man. You're going to do something. You're going to do something great, man. There's something about you. I couldn't see that. I couldn't fathom it. I couldn't understand that part because I'm like, man, I might not even make it next year. You know, the way this stuff going, y'all talking about I got something planned for me. Like, well, whatever it is, it needs to happen because I might not make it next year. So, yeah, so speeding up a little bit, my daughter was born, and my mother, she left Helena, Arkansas for about almost a year. She was back and forth to Texas County, Arkansas. And she was going to move. She was trying to move us away from Helena because it was so violent. It was getting so bad. You know, and she was trying to make another way for us to get out of the neighborhood, get out of the hood. So she would go back and forth from Helena, Arkansas to Texas County, Arkansas, working, saving up money to get a house, you know, so we can move out the hood, basically. So she's doing all she can. And then my ways kind of messed it up again. So here it is, man. I kind of messed it up for us. And this how I done. We was again in the shootouts and stuff. So this particular day it was cold outside. So we just hanging on the back porch, you know, with the guns. I had a pump shotgun. My partner had a 2-hand gun. So we out there in the back just hoping don't nothing happen. You know, just monitoring stuff. So this guy came by in the car, man, and he jumped out the car, started saying all type of crazy stuff, flashing his gun and stuff like that. And talking about he was tired of us shooting and beating up his little brother. Basically, that's what he was saying. So we ran out there in the middle of the street. Now, we're in the projects, York 607 York Street Projects in Helena, Arkansas. So we run out there, and we started shooting at him in the middle of the street. So he drove off in his car. We shooting at his car, shot his car. So the housing authority truck was right behind us. They had to stop because we were in the middle of the street shooting. So when we left out the middle of the street, we went back into the back of the projects into my house, our apartment, and the housing department, the housing authority people went and told the people what happened. So they evicted us. And I didn't even know it, that it was because of me doing that. They told them the house we went into and all that. My mother was in Texas County at the time. So we got evicted. We had to move to Texas County earlier than what we expected to. So by that, we ended up moving from one set of projects in Helena, Arkansas, to another set of projects in the middle of the hood in Texas County, Arkansas, because that's all she could afford, because she wasn't allowed to save up enough money to move like in a real house like she was planning to do because of me, you know, because of my ways and stuff I did, man. I didn't even know it at that time until my sister got mad at me and told me, you know, we didn't even know how big sister is. It wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you, and you did this and did that. I was like, oh, man, I feel so bad. You know, because I'm looking at my little sister, my nieces and nephews in the middle of the project. Like, well, we was at. But to me, I was really mad at myself, man, because I didn't know. So, yeah, I was like Oh, just turned 16 years old when that happened.
Wow. Okay, so getting wilder. So when you were 16, you moved to what? It was Texas, Arkansas?
Texarkana, Arkansas.
Texarkana, Arkansas. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
and so
it's a Twin City.
Okay. And how far away was this from the Helena, the Arkansas?
Oh, about 4 hours. I went literally from right beside the Mississippi River up there by Memphis and northeast Arkansas all the way to southwest Arkansas in the very corner to where the part of Arkansas touches Texas. The only part of Arkansas that touches Texas, we moved all the way across the state of Arkansas, basically.
So that would be a brand new start then for you, about 16 years old then, right? I mean, you were...
you would think so. You would think so.
All right. So, what happened at this Texarkana, Arkansas?
Texarkana, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
It's a Twin City because it's a state line right in between, State Line Avenues. Texarkana, Arkansas on one side of the state line, and Texarkana, Texas on the other side of the state line. So if you cross the street, the highway, you in Texas. You in Texas, state of Texas. You cross back over, you in the state of Arkansas.
I gotcha.
So I just see why I'm ended up in Texas. From Arkansas.
Uh-oh. All right. So what?
Okay. So all right, leading up to that. Okay. I was on probation because for a gun charge, I got kicked out of the public schools in Arkansas because I got caught with a gun at school, and then I get caught with a gun on Halloween. So I'm on probation for these charges. But before I moved to Texarkana to probation, he told my mother, look, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give him a fresh start. I'm gonna like basically, dismiss this, and let him start over. So what he didn't get rid of was the public school records. So when I go to Texarkana, I go to middle school. When I go to the middle school in College Hill Middle School, man, I went up there and I stayed for about a month and a half until my Arkansas school records came from Helena, Arkansas. And, I got caught with a gun at school, so they kicked me out of. They seen that I was, kicked out of all public schools. I had to go to alternative schools, so I went to the alternative school in Texarkana. And yeah, so I mean, it was cool. It was good. It was all right. It was all right, man, because I learned a lot of stuff there. Because I was around like really good teachers. Like there was really good teachers there, man. And I started trying to take stuff serious then, but it just didn't work out that way. Because once again, I'm in the middle of the projects, and I get cool with those guys, man. And my loyalty was exploited once again. And I just started, just running around with the local guys doing the local stuff. And Texarkana is bigger than Helena, Arkansas, but Helena, Arkansas is more dangerous. So my mind frame of Helena, Arkansas carried it with me through Texarkana. So the stuff that I'm doing in Texarkana, these guys are like, hey, man, you need to slow down. I'm like, man, if I need to slow down, then you might need to catch up, because I'm not slowing down because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, because I'm so used to the shootouts. Then I go to Texarkana, I don't have to worry about shootouts. I don't have to worry about people trying to actually shoot me. So, I took that, and a lot of people started looking up to me for that, like, because I was like the guy. I don't know. I was influenced. Now I was influencing them. All the influences I had that led me wrong, it shaped my mind to be an influence to these guys. Now I'm leading them wrong. Yeah, so now they running around with guns and shooting and kicking in people's doors and breaking in stuff and just because that's all.
Hi everybody, my name is Jason Boss and I'm the host of Behind the Bars. First, I want to thank you for watching, sharing, and supporting our channel. This project means the world to us because it's about giving a voice to the unheard, the men and women behind the bars who share their raw, unfiltered stories of life, mistakes, redemption, and lessons learned. But here's the reality. Because of the nature of our content, Behind the Bars will never be monetized by YouTube, and that's okay. We're not doing this for the money, but to keep telling you these stories, to keep bringing you interviews from across the plains, we need your help. Right now, we're sitting on over 15 incredible interviews that are waiting to be edited and shared. We've got the footage, but we need the resources. More interviews mean more editors, more work, and a bigger team to make this vision a reality. And that's where you come in. By becoming a Patreon today, you're not just helping bring us these stories to life. You're also getting exclusive access to behind the scenes conversations and untold stories that won't be available on YouTube. These are the moments that take you deeper into the lives of our interviewees, as well as the challenges and triumphs we face while we are creating this channel. If you've ever been moved by one of these stories, if you believe in the power of second chances and in a shining light on the human experience, please consider supporting us. With your help, we can reach further and roll out even more of the content you love. So from the bottom of my heart and from all of us here at Behind the Bars, thank you for being a part of this journey. Much love to you, y'all, and we'll see you in the next episode.
I knew this always showed to me, so I figured that's what all I had to do, because it became a game of survival. Like, if you don't get them or keep them away from you, they gon' kill you, basically. They gonna shoot you down. So
can you explain that? Can you touch on that a little bit? What do you mean it's a game? Like, are you talking like violence there in the town that you were in? It's you either got them or they got you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's the mentality I brought from Arkansas to Texarkana, because I didn't have to worry about it in Texarkana, because it was bigger. It wasn't as violent as Helena, because Helena was so small and compact. You could turn the corner and see your enemy, and you don't know if he's finna shoot you or he's finna fight you or jump on you, or you just don't know. And by Texarkana being bigger, then you can go to a whole other state on the Texas side. It's like I was just like a little kid in a candy store. I'm just going around everybody's neighborhood and it's like I'm free. It's like I was free from that, but I still had the mentality of where I came from.
And at any point during these times, surely your mom would be on to something you're up to, right? By now, you're into lots of gun violence. She obviously knows that you're up to something.
Yeah.
And is she trying to talk you down from this, or is what's her role?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, she's my mother, man, and she just loved me because I'm my only son. And she was trying to tell me stuff and tell you need to stop, you need to do this, get your job, do this. So her solution was, for the summertime, I'm going to send you back to Sykes, Missouri. Sykes, Missouri was in memory of, my mother. What she went through the domestic violence in. So, but my uncle, Matthew Perry, who I told you, who showed me, I didn't know how to be a man of the house, so I tried to follow his image. He was the weed man, right? So he moved to Helena, Arkansas. He did something. He moved to Sykes, Missouri. He moved to Sykes, Missouri, so now my mother sent me back to Sykes, Missouri to live with him for the summer. Because she wanted me, because he told her, when he sent him up here, I'm gonna make him get a GED. I'm gonna buy him a car if he get a GED. I'm gonna put some money in his pocket, put him to work in my detail shop, and that was the plan. That was the plan. So I leave for the summertime. I leave Texarkana, and I go to Sykes, Missouri. Now I stopped in Helena, Arkansas, because my grandmother was still alive. She was staying in Helena, Arkansas. So I stopped. That's like the midway point. My mother took me to Helena to live with my grandmother until my uncle comes from Sykes, Missouri to pick me up. So I go, I'm in Helena, and I'm trying to find my daughter and her mother. And I don't know where they're at because, doing all this, I still got a little girl.
Mm.
You know, she's like a year old now.
Yeah.
She's like a year old, and I have not seen her but like twice.
Mm.
I only seen her twice in the whole 2 years. So I seen Jennifer's sister. Her name is Melissa. I seen her sister, and I asked her, where is my daughter and her mother? She was like, they down here. I'm going to tell them that you in town. I was like, you better tell them because I ain't going to be here. But like this weekend, my uncle come to get me. I'm going to go to Missouri. So my uncle came, picked me up, and I never seen her. Never seen my daughter, man. Yeah, I left before I could see any one of them, man. So that's kind of hard. A lot of this stuff was building up inside of me, and I didn't even know it. You know, it was taking a toll on my mind, and I didn't even know it. And it would all come out when I get mad because I like to hold stuff in, man, because how I was treated, I always said, it'll never happen to me again. It'll never happen to me again. It'll never happen. This will never happen. That'll never happen. So I do everything I can to not let that happen. You know what I'm saying? So I goes to Missouri, man, and oh, man, Sykes, Missouri. That's the first time I ever seen somebody get shot down in front of me. My uncle had a club. Now, I was DJing in the club. That's why I love music. You know, I used to be on stage rapping, had a little couple CDs, compilation CDs out when I was young and everything, man. And I was fairly good at it, but you know, I became the DJ in the club, my uncle's club, and you know, the club was basically the front, you know, for them to do what they do. But I was in there DJing, man, and I just see so much stuff inside that club and outside that club, man. It didn't help me, basically, what I'm saying. It didn't help my thinking on anything. Oh, man, it just so much stuff was happening then. Man, like I was in a high-speed chase. I crashed. The officers, police cars rammed us and ran us off the road. And, oh, man.
So this was between 16 and 17 or 15 and 16? Yes.
This is from 14, 15, and 16.
Okay, so 16, you're back with the weed dude uncle.
Yes.
And in the clubs, and now, so where did the high-speed chase come from? What happened to that?
Because in the club, in Sykes, Missouri, my uncle had a club. I had met this guy from Detroit, Michigan, and I used to jump in the car with him because he sold crack. I didn't like selling. I did not sell crack because of what, you know, the household I seen, what it done to my household. You know, it broke up our household, so I didn't like selling crack. You know, so I would smoke weed, probably sell a little weed, but I like to take stuff and sell it. Basically, that was my thing. Take stuff, even sell it, but not drugs. So,
hold on.
He picked me up one night.
One sec. You said you. What was your taste of it? You were smoking weed, but you weren't doing crack, right?
No, I don't. No, I do not sell crack. I definitely didn't smoke it. You know, but no, I didn't sell it. I didn't sell it because remember I told you the crack era came.
Yeah.
The first time I was in Sykes, Missouri, you know, the crack era hit and it tore up our household. And so now I had a distaste for.
Oh, hold on. It just broke up. Just a second. I can't hear you.
In my mind.
Hold on. I lost you like 4 seconds. Okay, so if you can hear me, then start that last little thing again.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, good. I'm back. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I was saying the crack ever tore up our household, so I hated it. I didn't want to sell it. I didn't want to smell it or nothing. So, but this guy I met from Detroit named KD, he was selling crack, so I was in the car with him, and he used to ride around this machine gun Tech 9, and so we in the car. So I'm coming from the club. My uncle closed the club down, so I get in the car with him. So we driving off, and some officers got behind us and put the spotlight on the car. So he took off and drove off. So I'm telling him, man, let me out. Give me all the stuff. Let me out so I can run with it. You know, and you just keep going and keep him on a high-speed chase so I can get away with the stuff. But he wasn't trying to stop. He just kept going. So anyway, we ended up in a high-speed chase, and it comes to a street where you got to make a left or a right. It's not a four-way. You can't go straight. So we crashed into a car, and the car had a big head, and the police crashed us from the back, so we couldn't bag out and drive off. And I jumped out the car and with the guns drawn on me and everything, man. And guess what? This was on my birthday. This was on my birthday. So this was a hell of a birthday present for me when I turned 17. I turned 17 on this day, October 18th, 1997.
Wow.
Well, 1996, October 18th, 1996, man. That's when that happened.
No. All right, so what happened to you at that point? They got you down. I mean, you obviously probably went to jail on this point, right?
Yeah, I went to jail. That's the last time I ever seen KD. I never seen him no more after that because when I get out, my uncle, when I get to the house, they basically let me go because I wasn't driving. And I told him, and he told him, like, he didn't know I was going to do this. I just took off, so they gave him all the charges. He took all the charges. He said, just do it. Give me all the charges. Let him go. You know, and I never seen him no more after that. So they let me go the next day.
Wow.
Without no charges. So they let me go. When I get back, I walk all the way back to my uncle's house. When I get to my uncle's house, he handed me a blunt and said, look, man, it was a high-speed chase last night. You need to, you know, kind of be cool. So I said, man, that was me. I was in high-speed chase. They let me out. So he was like, man. So, but, you know, he was on federal parole because he just got out the feds.
So when you got
weed and stuff.
When you got back, you just said he handed you a what?
A blunt of weed.
A gun, like a bang bang gun?
No, a blunt. A blunt, like they call them blunt.
Blunt.
Is a cigar.
Blunt.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
You got to excuse my Arkansas dialect, man.
Hey, no, the dialect's good, man. I got it all. I think it's the prison phone. It takes me to school every once in a while. But yeah. I mean. Okay. So he handed you a blunt, and because I was going to say, the guy handed you a gun. This is supposed to be the guy that's keeping me out of trouble. And I'm like, okay. I couldn't figure that part out. Okay. So he handed you a blunt, and then what happened?
Yeah. I told him he was telling me to kind of like be cool and let go because don't go outside because it was a high speed chase last night and all this stuff. So I told him it was me, like I was in a high speed chase and we got caught. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
What did he say at that?
So he was like, he said, "Happy birthday!" He gave me the blunt.
Wow.
Yeah, because so he gave me see what his thing was this. Obviously, he had a weed, you know, so he was like, you go to school, get your GED, I'm going to let you pick one of these cars, and you can have it, you know, get your driver's license, and I'm going to make sure you want some weed, you know, and I'm going to give you some weed and stuff like that. So I was actually trying to get my GED while I was up there, and because I wanted a car. I wanted a car bad. So, but this all got cut short because he went to go and report. He was on parole, federal parole, I think, federal parole. So he went to go report, and they locked him up.
Wow.
They locked him up. Yeah, they locked him up because they said he was still selling weed.
Wow.
Without no excuse or nothing. So everything was cut short, and I had to come right back to Texarkana, you know, with my mother. So without learning anything, like it didn't nothing really change. So
well,
you know,
I mean, you were in a criminal chase. I mean, you were in a high speed chase, and you lived through that. I mean, that's something. That's a big thing. You learned something along the way.
Well, I didn't really learn how to do stuff the right way, you know.
Right.
And yeah, it's like you know, a lot of people say they don't live with regrets and all that stuff, man. I do. I live with a bunch of regrets, but I do say this: I am grateful for my regrets. You know what I'm saying? Because it molded me into who I can be to help people now that's going through similar stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm using all this, for some part,
Beautiful. And we're getting towards that last little bit, man. These minutes just chew right up, man. It's like we get to talk, and I look down, I'm like, we're like 27 minutes. I'm like, wow. All right. This is where I want to give you the floor for the last little bit. I want you to, whatever you would like to leave with the people, encouragement, wisdom, don't do this, don't do that. This is how it should be. How can they make their lives a better place based upon your world's adventures?
Oh, man, it's like when you hear me talking about these old stories in my life, these are facts, man. And the factual part about it is that I don't like none of it. I hate all of it now. You know what I'm saying? Because it was an unfortunate stuff that I had to go through that I didn't even ask for. But I'm grateful for it because now I know how to talk to people that's going through this. I know what brought me to a full circle to do a 180 of my life, to actually go backwards and see the stuff that I went through just to help correct people that's going through the same thing that I have been through and going through now. I'm a way better person than I ever thought I'd ever be, and I love it. That's what I love, who I became from all that. And that's what I'm giving people, the righteousness, the fruits of my life that's coming to forth right now. Once I got rid of all those weeds and stuff like that, like I have something to give the people, and I want to give them all of it, nothing but love and nothing but this love and this peace, man. Yeah, the AI lady just said we got 1 minute left. Yep. So.
Yeah, well, amazing. Well, I thank you very much, everybody. I encourage you guys to seek out Terrell, write him. He has a lot of experience, and guys, thank you very, very much for listening in. Terrell, thank you very much for being a part of this podcast. Much love to you, my brother.
Oh, much love to you.
All right.
Jason Boss, man, and we're going to talk some more, man, on and off the podcast, man, forever. LinkedIn, brothers, man. I love you, man.
Right on. Much love to you, my brother. All right, my brother.
All right.
Peace.